Do you want to be liked by people but you don't know how? Would you enjoy being a good listener or show grace to others? Do you feel that you could generate much more trust in people? Human beings are social creatures and we have a fundamental need for connection and acceptance. Having people like you can help to build positive relationships, create a sense of belonging, and improve your self-esteem and confidence. Even though your worth as a person should not be defined by whether other people like you or not, you are valuable and worthy of love and respect, regardless of what others think. Instead of trying to be liked by others, focus on being the best version of yourself and living a life that aligns with your values and goals. People have different preferences and opinions. It's impossible to please everyone all the time. Instead of focusing on trying to make everyone like you, focus on being true to yourself, treating others with respect, and building positive relationships with the people who are important to you. However, whether for professional or sentimental reasons, it's always important to have some tips to know how to quickly gain someone's trust. Here we'll share 7 habits that will make people like you. 1. Be a good listener. Being a good listener involves actively paying attention to the person speaking, showing interest in what they have to say, and providing verbal and nonverbal cues that indicate you are engaged in the conversation. To be a good listener requires things like give the speaker your full attention, avoid distractions and interruptions, show that you're listening, use nonverbal cues such as nodding and maintaining eye contact to indicate that you're engaged. Avoid interrupting. Let the speaker finish their thoughts before responding. Reflect on what's being said. Paraphrase or summarize the main points to show that you understand. Ask questions. Show that you're interested in what the speaker has to say by asking follow-up questions. Avoid making assumptions. Try not to jump to conclusions and instead let the speaker fully express themselves. Practice empathetic listening. Try to understand the speaker's perspective, emotions, and feelings. Don't just listen to respond, listen to understand. The most important thing to remember is that being a good listener takes practice, but with time and effort, you can improve your listening skills. 2. Be considerate. Being considerate is a positive trait that can make people love you. When you're attentive, you show that you care about the needs and feelings of others and that you are willing to make an effort to understand and appreciate their perspective. Being considerate can also help you build more meaningful relationships with others, as it demonstrates that you value and respect them. However, always remember that everyone has their own preferences and opinions, and what one person may consider considerate, another person may not. Also, being considerate alone is not sufficient to make people like you. It also depends on other factors like your attitude, behavior, and communication skills. Additionally, some people may be more sensitive to considerate actions than others, so you may have to try different things to see what works best in different situations. 3. Be respectful. Being respectful means treating others with dignity and courtesy, regardless of differences in opinions, backgrounds, or beliefs. When you are respectful, you create a positive and inclusive environment where everyone feels valued and heard. Respectful behavior includes things like listening actively, using appropriate language and tone, avoiding stereotypes and assumptions, and being open-minded. Being respectful also means being willing to admit when you're wrong, apologize when you've made a mistake, and work to understand and appreciate the perspectives of others. Respect is a fundamental aspect of human interaction. It allows individuals to relate to one another in a way that is positive, constructive, and beneficial for everyone. Respecting others can also help to build trust and positive relationships, which is important in both personal and professional settings. It's important to note that respect should be given and received. It's a two-way street. So, as well as being respectful to others, it's also important to set boundaries and to communicate your own needs and feelings in a respectful way. 4. Show grace to others. Showing grace to others means treating them with kindness, generosity, and forgiveness. Here are some ways you can show grace to others. Be forgiving. Let go of grudges and try to understand where the other person is coming from. Show empathy. Try to put yourself in the other person's shoes and understand their feelings. Show generosity. Share your resources, time, and talents with others. Speak kindly. Use positive language and avoid criticism or judgment. Show understanding. Listen actively and try to understand the other person's perspective. Offer a helping hand. When you see someone in need, offer to assist them in any way you can. Apologize. If you have made a mistake, take responsibility and apologize. Showing grace to others is not always easy, but it can have a powerful impact on the relationships you build and the environment around you. Remember that everyone has their own flaws, and showing grace to others is a way to extend compassion and understanding. 5. Be kind. Kindness is a fundamental aspect of human interaction. It helps to build positive relationships and create a sense of community. When you are kind to others, you show that you care about their well-being and that you are willing to make an effort to help them. Kindness can also have a huge impact on your own mental and emotional well-being, as it can help to reduce stress and increase feelings of happiness and contentment. Being kind can be demonstrated in small actions such as saying a simple hello or thank you, helping someone carry a heavy bag, offering a smile, or lending a listening ear. Kindness is not always easy, especially when you are going through a difficult time or when you are dealing with difficult people. But even small acts of kindness can make a big difference in someone's day, and in the long run, it can have a positive impact on the world. 6. Be forgiving. Being forgiving of others can be challenging, but it is an important aspect of maintaining positive relationships and promoting inner peace. To improve this, you can practice empathy. Try to understand where the other person is coming from and why they acted the way they did. Let go of grudges. Holding on to anger and resentment will only harm you in the long run. Focus on the present. Instead of dwelling on past mistakes, try to focus on the present and how you can move forward. Communicate your feelings. If you're feeling hurt or upset, talk to the person who wronged you and express your feelings in a calm and clear manner. Practice self-compassion. Remind yourself that everyone makes mistakes and that it's normal to feel hurt or upset. Consider the bigger picture. Sometimes the best way to forgive someone is to consider the bigger picture and understand that their actions may not have been personal. Forgiveness is not about excusing or forgetting their hurtful behavior. It is about letting go of anger and resentment and choosing to move on with your life. It also doesn't mean that you have to reestablish relationship with the person who wronged you. Forgiveness is a personal process that can take place regardless of the other person's actions. 7. Talk positively. Talking positively can certainly make people more likely to like you, as it demonstrates that you have a positive attitude and a healthy outlook on life. When you talk positively, you show that you are optimistic, resilient, and easy to be around. Positive talk can also help to create a more positive and uplifting environment, which can be beneficial for everyone. However, it's important to note that talking positively alone is not sufficient to make people like you. It also depends on other factors like your attitude, behavior, and communication skills. Everyone has different preferences and opinions. Some people may prefer a more serious or realistic approach, while others may prefer a more lighthearted or humorous approach. It's important to find a balance, be authentic, and adapt to the situation and the person you're talking to. Also, be mindful of the context and the tone of the conversation. Sometimes it's not appropriate to talk positively in certain circumstances. In general, talking positively is a good way to make people feel good, but it's not the only thing that determines whether people like you or not. Obviously, there's no guaranteed way to make people like you, as everyone has their own preferences and opinions. However, some ways you can increase the likelihood of people liking you include being friendly and approachable, showing genuine interest in others, being reliable and trustworthy, and being yourself. Practicing good communication skills and being respectful and considerate of others can also help. Remember that building relationships takes time and effort, so be patient and persistent. Leave us a comment with what techniques you have to make people like you, and if you have already applied any of these or will start to do so in the future. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to always be aware of our upcoming videos.